And another poem which takes place within a quarter mile of Pushkarin. And it's a pretty true story. I didn't add much to it except word arrangement, word choice and word arrangement. The rest of it is true. There were a few words spoken by the people who lived this poem, as I recall. But one can't recall everything. There are some things that stick. I can remember in relation to this poem that the commentator was, this was during World War, toward the end of World War II. The commentator came on every Sunday and Wednesday night. I think he had 15 minutes. It was Gabriel Heater. If you've never heard Gabriel Heater, and many of you never have, you want to get to the archive, the radio archives, and listen to that man deliver the news. You'll be astonished what his voice can do. He was on the radio Sunday night. My dad was sitting on the couch here. I was sitting here by the radio, waiting for Gabriel to get out off the battery radio so I could hear the Lone Ranger. My mother was in the kitchen. I hear the pots and pans rattling. I'm looking down at the floor, staring. I can still see the grains of wood on that plank floor. I can still see those grains. And what was being announced on the radio was the death of Everett. I don't remember what was said. It just said, but I can remember everything about it. There's a pamphlet of a poem that I added. On hearing the news that Hitler was dead. When we heard the news that Hitler was dead, under the porch something shook we couldn't find. The dogs were by our sides, and all the hogs were pinned. The radio was full of Europe's end and Berlin falling into Red Russia's hands. The grown-ups heard it and sent us in the house with the dogs, their bristles tough as quills. Something big bumped against the floor and made the blackest sound we'd ever heard. Then, still scraping underneath, it roared aloud until we turned as white as chalk, and someone fired a shotgun into the dark beneath the floor. We heard hell break from down below and burst through the front yard picket fence, a panther black as sin itself. They said it cleared a car in one long leap, and a ditch we couldn't jump. We sighed and turned our normal brown as if some threat of evil had missed us in the night. The commentator's words on Hitler's death left us puzzled about the course of war. A gift of light was what we children waited for. In the falling night, we heard the far-off yowl of wildcats in the woods, or thought we did. The news leapt into the dark, wondering how the master race, so-called, could master now, with their Führer dead and the Russians drunk on German schnapps. But what if he were not? The ashes, they said, were his, someone asked. Silence and sound grew thick. Outside, lamplight stumbled and fell into a starless night. One more and I'm through. Were you counting? Okay. I usually give a better warning than that, but this poem is one that I don't think really needs any explanation at all. It is our
on the most obvious level about that last day of high school, and when we all cut classes. If there's someone in here who didn't cut the last day of high school, he's gonna be a nerd. Did you not? Oh. No, I won't be that hard on it, but it is an Oklahoma tradition. I'm pretty sure that we must skip the last day of school. If we don't, we somehow miss something. Now, the point is skipping. But at the same time, you are aware that this poem is about doing just that. You can't help but realize that there's another level going on here, maybe a second and third level. And I don't want to brag on the poem, but I love this poem. I love it. I wanted it published before it was in the book, saw this. I sent it out to, I don't know, 10 or 12 different journals, and it always came back. I don't know why. I even sent it to Dave Baker, who came to review. I know Dave, we've been friends for a long time. I even recommended him for graduate school, you know? And he sent the poem back. Send us some more, Jim. We don't want this one. There are many reasons for poems being accepted and rejected. I had one poem rejected 57 times, and then it was taken by the same magazine and rejected it the 10th time. I had to explain that, the editor was having a bad day, he was having a good day. I may have destroyed this microwave. The poem is skipping. Something never quite returns when you want the facts the way you like the past to be. It was our last day together. The sun was bright, the dew grass up, the water right, and no one cared that we had missed the day. We can't quite remember getting there, or which of you did this or that. Skipping stones was in our blood. This was our vague goodbye. A salute to the world, the narrow stream we frolicked in, and the school 2 miles away. We never get it right without the weather. The May sun warmed our cheek, we swam till noon, then the girls spread lunch on the bank under the sycamore tree. Above us, the Tarzan screen was the thread of the sun, and we drifted on a wave of small thought and talk, already forgetting what we had been those walled years. But still, it's not quite right. You remember more than was. The love didn't really happen. You were too shy, or the others were wrapped up in future selves. You know that someone almost drowned. 2 others pulled him out by the hair. He dived too deep, there was a knot on his crown, or maybe he just faked it for the tears the girl almost didn't shed. What is this life? We should have asked stones, grass, stream. We idled down the sun. The songs we sang should have echoed off whatever doom or dance we still need time to, but they fade, and the faces come up wrong. The facts, the reconstruction of no consequence. Once you bet it, you never lose the knack of skipping flat stones. How smooth the rock feels against thumb and fingers as you release it into its final spin and brief buoyancy.